Good afternoon, everybody. Thank y'all for coming. It's a great crowd for a wonderful day. And at this time, I want to bring up McNeese State University President, Dr. Philip Williams.
Thank you, Matt. Welcome, everyone. Before I call our athletics director, Bruce Hemphill, up to the podium, I want to thank you all for being here today. The support of Southwest Louisiana is critical to the success of our student athletes and coaches. Your presence here today emphasizes that support and reminds me of the important role McNeese Athletics plays not only in the positive spirit of our student body, but also in the positive spirit of this growing community. Our student athletes work hard both on the playing fields and in the classroom, and we are proud of their efforts and the efforts of our coaches. We are especially proud of our football team and coaches this year. This past fall, McNeese was the only football championship subdivision team to go undefeated in the regular season. Our record was a perfect 10-0, and we were outright Southland Conference champions. Today, we are on the cusp of a new era for McNeese football, and in that regard, I will turn the podium over to Bruce Hemphill for an important introduction.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jack Dolan Fieldhouse and McNeese State University. Welcome to this exciting day and new era for McNeese football. Continuity with successful people ensures continuing success both in athletics and in the business world. With Matt Viator here for 17 years, 10 of those as the head football coach, we enjoyed much success, winning 4 conference championships. This past season being one of only several undefeated regular season teams in the country and winning the Southland Conference Championship also this past season. While we wish Coach Viator the best in his new endeavors, McNeese football will move forward and continue to be successful. In finding our next successful football coach, we did not have to look very far. We did not have to go outside the front doors of McNeese. We did not have to have a search committee, did not have to talk to other candidates. The best candidate is already employed here at McNeese State University. He coordinated the #1 defense in the Southland Conference this past year and one of the top defenses in all of FCS football. He coached on 2 FBS staffs, starring in as the interim coach in their 2 bowl games. His name and face became instantly recognized across the country as he was serving as their interim coach of Western Kentucky, and while on national TV, delivered that famous pregame talk to the Western Kentucky players before they took the field. This individual has a clear and complete understanding of Southwest Louisiana culture. He understands and gladly accepts the responsibility and high expectations of McNeese football. His communication skills with the players, the coaches, and the public are beyond belief. The defensive players this past year, when he talked, took every word as if it were the gospel. He strives for his players to be successful on the field and in the classroom and expects all of them to graduate. His passion, expectations, his high energy, excitement for McNeese and Cowboy football goes beyond words, as you will find out in just a few moments. An added bonus, but not a prerequisite for this position, is the fact that he is a McNeese graduate, a letterman, a former team captain, and a native of nearby Welch. Ladies and gentlemen, the next football coach of the McNeese Cowboys, your Cowboys, Lance Guidry.
keep my hat on because I'm more comfortable with a ball cap on my head. Woo, good crowd tonight. A lot of my people out here tonight. How about them Cowboys? There's a term we call Cowboy Up. When you cowboy up, you got to be tough. You got to get tougher. You got to get back in the saddle, as they say. I look at it as let's go. Let's go. So it's time for everybody to cowboy up. From our players to our coaches to our fans to our support people, everybody needs to cowboy up, especially Lake Charles. Lake Charles needs to cowboy up with McNeese State University. Today's not a celebration about me. It's a celebration about Cowboy Nation. It's time to circle the wagons. I love McNeese, and I love McNeese only. I'm going to say it again. I love McNeese, and I love McNeese only. I will not apologize for that. There's no other university I care about in the state of Louisiana but McNeese State, because it's my university. When you know who you are and what you are, you don't have to pretend to be anything else. And that's always been enough for me. I know where I come from. I'm from Welsh, Louisiana. All right? If you were a betting man, you probably wouldn't think I'd be standing here today. But there was a saying in the field house. There was a saying at Western Kentucky. It hung on the wall. It was by Jim Harbaugh, and it stated this: "We bow down to no man. We bow down to no program." And McNeese has never bowed down to anybody we've played, and we're not going to bow down to anybody in the state. So we want our fans to be McNeese fans only. Thank you. Before I go further, because I can go for a long time. I can. There's a lot of people responsible for the position I'm in right now. My 1990 to 93 teammates and everybody I've come in contact with at McNeese, I see them out there in the crowd. We had a tough task when we got here because we didn't know how to win. It had been 10 years since we'd won a conference championship. And, of course, we had some great coaches came in here to lead us. We believed in what they taught us, and we pulled together as a group, and we got this thing rolling. I know we've got 14 conference championships in the Southland, but we didn't have anything before us to really fall back on. So we had to create our own identity. We'll get into that in a second, but well, in 91, we won our first one, which had been the first one in 10 years, and then it just kept rolling. 93, 95, 97. Then we went into 2000s, 1, 2, 3, and Coach V kept it going on. So there's some people I want to thank. My first guy I want to thank was my high school coach, Dutton Wall, Welsh High School. Hall of Fame coach, a lot like my dad. Really love that man. Bobby Kiesler. Bobby Kiesler came in here. He had a tough task. But we all jumped on ship with Coach Kiesler. He's in the Hall of Fame. The next one's Kirby Brookhouse. And if I get emotional about this one, I'm sorry. But you're talking about the founding father of DWA. So when that football team's on the field and you see that defense playing, that is the extension of Kirby Brookhouse through me. I just want everybody to know that. Tommy Tate was my position coach. He told me, when I went coach at Leesville High School, if he ever got a job, that I'd be the first one he hired, and he did. Coach was a great person, a great mentor to me, and I learned a lot from him, and he demanded the most out of me. So Danny Smith gave me my first job at Leesville High School. I was so lucky to go there. We had a great running back named Cecil Collins. He took us all the way to the state championship. I'm like, this is easy, this coaching business. Then I went to Karen Core High School. Mac Barus. They both played here. Mac was our coach there, and Mac let me be me. He was the first one to really let me be me as a coach. Mac coached a kid's heart, and he allowed himself to show emotion to kids, and that's what I kind of pride myself after. I'm a passionate person. I'm going to be very passionate when they make a play, and I'm going to be very passionate when they don't make a play, but Max said you got to love them hard, and that's what he did, and I really respect Coach Barus. Mike Haywood, took me away from Louisiana. I really never got off of Interstate 10 other than going up to Fort Polk. And for this Cajun boy from Welch, Louisiana to go up to Ohio was really, really tough. It was very, very cold. But I knew Coach Haywood had a great staff. He had Carl Reese, he had Billy Elias, he had Morris Watts, who'd all been at LSU. Great coaches, great mentors to me. Coach Haywood taught me how to be a head coach. He taught me how to be a FBS head coach, to tell you the truth. I learned a lot from him. I learned how to evaluate film. I learned how to do special teams and everything entitled in special teams. So I learned a lot from him. And then Coach Viator. We can't say enough about Coach V. Coach V welcomed me back twice. He brought me back from Karen Crow one time, and he brought me back from Stephen F. Austin. So Coach V has made a really good foundation here, and we're going to build off of it. The administration, our president, Dr. Philip Williams, appreciate you. Our vice president, my homegirl, Jean Davival, from God's country. Our AD, Bruce Hemphill, and his staff. Also Bridget Morton and Matthew Bonnet and Carl Shetler for his support and favor. Special thanks to a friend of mine really close, Carlos McGee, because he was really what got me back here to McNeese. He got with some guys to do some things for me. So he got me back here 3 years ago, and I probably wouldn't be standing here today accepting this job if it wasn't for him. And he got Dr. John Noble and Joey Shaw to do some things for me, which was really important to me and my family. I want to recognize some special people in my life, my family, and I'm going to go quick because I don't want to get emotional. My wife, Starlet, my kids, Madison and Caitlin. I have two kids not here, Jansen and Alexis. The sacrifice that they've made to leave Lake Charles and go in and out of jobs and from friends to friends and then from towns to towns and states to states was really tough, and they sacrificed for me to get this position I'm in. My mom and dad, Larry and Barbara Guidry. My dad's, I think, watched every game I've ever played, no matter where it was at, because we didn't fly back then very much to go to games. So he drove to them all, and he hasn't missed very many of my coaching games either. So him and my mom, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. The vision for this program. It's an established program, but we need to get back to where a dominant one once again. And this year was a great start to get that thing back dominant. It starts with personnel in our program. So it's going to start with our staff. We got to build a staff at McNeese. We got a great one right now. Don't know who's going to be with me. Don't know who wants to go with Coach Viator, but the ones that are here with me are going to ride with me. I promise you that. We need former Cowboys back at this place. But we also need some outsiders, because it's always good to get new ideas. Everyone must embrace our history. Whoever comes here is going to have to embrace McNeese history. We need great teachers and recruiters. We need consistent disciplinarians. We need role models. And when we talk about role models, our team is very diverse. So our staff needs to be very diverse. It's real important that we do this. If we're going to get in people's homes and we're going to be role models to these young men, they need to see the same type of faces that they have. We need to be relentless competitors. The next thing, recruiting. When we recruit, it's our bloodline at McNeese, you know. We need passion. It needs to be a priority. We got to be able to evaluate talent because it's very crucial. Each position has a certain size and a certain athletic profile, but we will never take size over athleticism. We'll always go athleticism first, because if that was the case, the Jermaine Mortons of the world would have never played here. The Donnie Ashleys, the Stephen Whiteheads, even Marcus Turner. I see you back there, my brother. So we're always going to take great athletes. We have to use all of our resources. If it's a parent, if it's an uncle, if it's a preacher, whoever it is, where we have to get the angle, we have to use that, a coach, a custodian, a principal. We have to go to all measures. We will continue to build our program with high school football players. But we will take our needs. If we have some transfers we need, or if we have some transfers that we can't pass up, we will take them, because we're going to make this place a better place. The 7 keys, and I'm almost finished, y'all. The 7 keys to our program we will install throughout our whole program. That's from players, coaches, any type of support staff. Number 1 is enthusiasm. That's the number 1 thing to me. When you come to work, you got to come to work with a good attitude. Happy people are usually successful. I'm not into a lot of people complaining. I'm not. I'm more of a cup half full than a cup half empty. So this is a great place. We got great facilities. There's no reason why we can't win a national championship. Compete. We're going to compete on and off the field. That's not just in the classroom. When in the classroom, of course, it's off the field, but I'm talking about in the weight room. I'm talking about in off-season training. Every day we're going to compete with each other. Toughness. We're never going to quit. We're going to have great pride. Preparation. Know what to expect. And when adversity hits, know how to respond. Accountability. Always going to be prompt and dependable. We're going to set goals and for every task, and every task will be measured. The last thing, most important to me, is probably team unity. We're a family here at McNeese. I could tell in here how close we are. I see a lot of good faces in here. I see a lot of the faces I talk to every week at the Cowboy Club, the Petrochem Club, and the Quarterback Club. So it's a family here. It's always going to be family. To all the McNeese family, I thank you, all the players that are here, people that I played with, my friends from growing up are here. So to me, everyone in the building, we just need to Cowboy up. So on 3. Everybody in this building is going to say Cowboy Up. Are y'all with me? Yeah. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Cowboy Up! Thank you.